controversy surrounding teacher requirements is heating up. Find out what MSU professors have to say.
Gay marriage has made it all over every social media network, as well as in the Supreme Court. I'll share the details.
Take 30 will give you the update on how the Davis-Wade Stadium expansion is progressing, along with some other updates coming to Mississippi State's campus.
Mississippi State's student newspaper, The Reflector, traveled to Jackson this weekend for a contest. See how they did coming up on Take 30.
Welcome to Take 30 News. I'm John Galatis. A controversy surrounding Mississippi's education standards is hitting home here at Mississippi State. We have the details. Also, we sit down with the winner of Restaurant Week to find out how the award money is going to benefit their organization.
And I'm Lizzie Smith. Coming up, hear an update on MSU's Davis-Wade Stadium expansion. But first, our top story. All eyes are on the Supreme Court as the justices hear arguments from both sides of the issue on gay marriage. The Supreme Court is still making a decision whether or not to repeal the Defense of Marriage Act. They heard two arguments last week about whether already wed same-sex couples should have federal benefits. The court also has to decide if gay marriage is a social issue or whether the people, or the court, should decide if same-sex couples should have the right to marry. The Supreme Court has until June of this year to make a decision.
The gay marriage issue is not only taking center stage in Washington. Our very own Meredith Garvin took to the street to find out what students thought of these historical decisions.
Media. On March 26th and 27th of 2013, the Supreme Court justices faced many arguments involving gay marriage. The justices considered two separate topics on Tuesday and Wednesday. First argument on the 26th, up for discussion, was debating if the California gay marriage ban enacted by Proposition 8 is constitutional. The second argument on DOMA. However, the only thing people can do to support getting this passed as of now has been to make their voices heard by standing for what they believe in.
I think it's a huge thing that both the DOMA and Prop 8 are going to the Supreme Court. I cannot wait to hear the results. I know everybody's kind of on pins and needles right now, but if hopefully it'll be a good message and a good turning point for LGBT rights.
I really don't have an opinion on it because I could care less. Is whatever makes them happy, just that's their business, not mine.
It's probably gonna happen. Like the movement's like pretty strong already.
Facebook, Twitter, and organizations worldwide have joined together to hold meetings and try to make a difference within conservatives and liberal groups regarding gay marriage. For Take 30 News in Starkville, I'm Meredith Garvin.
The Supreme Court is made up of 9 justices, of whom have different stances on the issue. The court has until this summer to make a decision on the gay marriage case. And Mississippi State University is hosting Entrepreneurship and Innovation Week, a week-long program including lectures, competitions, and prizes. A total of 6 competitions will take place this week as part of MSU's E-Week. On Tuesday, competitors pitched their business ideas to a panel of judges as part of the New Venture Challenge. Presenters were judged on services and products, with the first place being awarded $5,000.
We're really excited about the whole thing. Mississippi State has really allowed us kind of some insight into the business aspects of things. I mean, me and John Gazzini are programmers, and now it's given us the opportunity to learn a lot about small business, LLCs, how to found one, financial projections, and how to do that.
At the conclusion of the presentations, the judges awarded Reed Sprayberry and John Gazzini of Nimbus Mobile the grand prize.
Mississippi State University will host the Mississippi Symphony Orchestra on April 5th. The Jackson-based group will be performing a Sunset Symphony at the MSU Amphitheater. This will be a two-part concert with the first half to include well-known music and the second half to include more music from the pop genre. The event is free to the public and people are encouraged to bring chairs and blankets. In the event of rain, the concert will be held at McComas Hall on the main stage. When we come back on Take 30 News, find out what controversies taken center stage in Mississippi education. Stay tuned.
1, 2, 3, cigarettes, 4, 5, 6, packs, 10, 15, 20 milligrams of nicotine per day. Yellow teeth, bad breath, disease, cancer, repeat until bam.
You ready to get tutti frutti? Ah! It's supposed to be my birthday! Oh no! It's the bat! You're going down. Please don't hurt! Don't litter.
Okay, make sure to complete chapters 5 through 9 because we will have a test tomorrow. We're supposed to be best friends. Why don't we spend any time together anymore?
I'm just not feeling it anymore. I think we should move on. I found somebody else.
Mirka, don't forget you have to be at work from 1 to 12 tonight. Girl, did you see Mirka today? Yes, what does she have on? She looking a hot mess. Find a way to kill stress before stress kills you.
The rainforest is home to nearly 2/3 of animal species, and almost half the medicines that we use come from rainforests. But by 2060, nearly all of our rainforests will be gone. So how do we stop it? One way is to recycle. At home, at work, at school. Recycle paper, cans, bottles, and more. Also, save energy by using cold water in the washing machine. Keep your car tuned up and carpool or use public transportation. And finally, spread the word to everyone you know about ways you can save our rainforests.
Welcome back to Take 30 News. Governor Phil Bryant criticized Mississippi education programs last week, stating that requirements for incoming teaching candidates were too low. His statements created a controversy among educators. Our very own Aaron Taylor talked with the MSU Department of Education to find out their thoughts on this matter.
At an annual College Board meeting last week, Governor Phil Bryant said he wanted to raise entrance requirements for teaching candidates. Under the new policy, students would have to have a 21 ACT score and a 3.0 GPA.
We have about a 20.5 or 20.8 average ACT for our students, so that means we do have a significant number of students who would not meet that ACT requirement.
With the teaching shortage already affecting the state, some are wondering if these new rules will further teeter potential teachers away from the profession. But Dr. Margaret Pope says the change is a positive one in the long run.
When we think about the knowledge that our students have to have, and we think about ACT and what it's measuring, and it's measuring content knowledge, then we need to make sure that the students that we put in our program are going to be teacher candidates that have all the content knowledge that's needed to teach our students and raise the bar as far as the knowledge that they're going to have and be able to succeed with the new Common Core state standards.
Another concern is the GPA requirement required by the state.
I mean, if you set a certain GPA for, teachers, that's great. They need to be held to a higher standard, but you also have to look at the fact that learning content is one thing. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't know how to teach it and how to get that knowledge to your students, it's a completely different thing. And I think that's an entirely different skill set that you have to learn, and that has to be accounted for.
It makes more sense to look at exit outcomes as opposed to entrance outcomes. We might increase the exit exam, the Praxis 2. How well you do on a test that you take when you're 16 years old and a junior in high school and you don't know you want to teach might be less correlated with your ability to teach than a test you take at the end of your teacher ed program.
Educators say that the 21 ACT score is arbitrary, as no research has been conducted to indicate its correlation with a person's teaching skills. So far, 8 universities are fighting Bryant's proposal. Well, it's that time of the year again on campus at Mississippi State. For students, applications to join new organizations are going out. Projects are piling up and the weather is getting warmer. It's also time again for the Student Association to elect a new president, and Michael Hogan is stepping in to fill those shoes. Hogan, a Memphis, Tennessee native, is a junior management major at MSU. Outgoing President Shelby Bayliss said that her words of wisdom to Michael as he steps into office would be, quote, to make sure that every day he is president, 365 days of the year, you are here to serve 20,000 students at Mississippi State University. Hogan was sworn into office last week and will now be the active SA president.
Many apartment complexes are trying to attract new residents to their properties. As students end one semester, there is typically a boom in real estate sales and leases. We were able to get some inside information about marketing one of the biggest properties in the Starkville area.
The job itself, it just depends on what it is that I'm preparing for. I think the biggest, it's not so much of being hard, it is time consuming. Just say, for example, March 6th, which is next Wednesday, we will have a housing fair.
Marketing in a college town takes a lot of time. Persuading students and parents to sign leases can be tough on real estate agents. The agents we spoke with says it is well worth the trouble and the money to enjoy students with their new homes and apartments. When we come back on Take 30 News, Andrea Patey will sit down with the winner of Restaurant Week and find out how the award money is going to benefit local pets. Stay tuned.
Whoa! Irresponsible. Trashy. Stop!
Here's your ticket, ma'am.
But I only have $7.95.
Don't whine. Go pay your fine.
Oh, shucks, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Keep Mississippi beautiful. Don't litter.
This is my playground.
This is my playground.
This is my playground.
Get outdoors and find your playground.
Get outdoors, Mississippi.
It used to be about black and white.
Things are different now. We live in a world of color.
We no longer live in a world of black and white.
I
am more than the color of my skin.
Hello, I'm Andrea Patey, sitting here with Starkville Restaurant Week winner, Martha Thomas. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andrea. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks.
So, what made you interested in participating in Restaurant Week?
Well, Starkville Restaurant Week, this is the first annual event hosted by the City of Starkville, and we're just so excited to participate. Over 32 restaurants participated in the event, hosting different food specials throughout the week, and it was just a fun and exciting event, and also the chance to win $5,000.
Yes, $5,000, that is a lot of money. I think I would have volunteered my services for that as well. So could you tell us a little bit more about what goes on at the Humane Society?
Sure. So the Archipelago County Humane Society runs the Starkville Animal Shelter, where we take care of hundreds of dogs and cats that are brought to us every year, providing them with food, shelter, medicine, and care, all the while our staff and volunteers are working to find them forever homes.
Wow, that's amazing. So could you tell me a little bit more about what goes on within the community that the Humane Society participates in?
Sure. So in addition to running the Starkville Animal Shelter, we also provide humane education opportunities, and then we also work to help community members spay and neuter their pets.
Spay and neuter their pets, yes, we understand about that.
Very important.
Bob Barker says
yes.
Must control the pet population.
Yes.
So could you tell me a little bit more about the, you mentioned about the volunteer. So how would I go about volunteering if I was interested in that?
Sure. So we have volunteer orientations throughout the month. Anyone interested in volunteering can call the shelter or send an email to our volunteer coordinator, volunteer@ochsms.org, and we'll get you set up for volunteering.
Okay. Now, as we stated earlier about that $5,000, could you tell us maybe a little bit of what you guys may want to do with those funds? Or
Sure. So the $5,000 is going to make huge impacts in our community, and it's going to provide for fantastic care for the animals that we are entrusted for caring for, and also it'll work to further our humane education and spay neuter programs in the community.
Humane education. So is that like, could you tell me a little bit more about that? Because you said it before, but I wanted to get a better understanding about the humane education.
So humane education, we want to help teach the community how to properly care for their animals and make sure they have everything they need.
That's right, that's right. So I'd like to thank you for coming on to our show today here. We really appreciate you and have a great rest of the day. And my name is Andrea Patey, and we'll stay tuned for more from Take 30 News.
Irresponsible. Trashy. Stop!
Here's your ticket, ma'am.
But I only have $7.95.
Don't whine. Go pay your fine.
Oh, shucks, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Keep Mississippi beautiful. Don't litter.
This is my playground.
This is my playground.
This is my playground.
Get outdoors and find your playground.
Get outdoors, Mississippi.
It used to be about black and white.
Things are different now. We live in a world of color.
We no longer live in a world of black and white.
I
am more than the color of my skin.
Welcome to Take 30 Sports. I'm Jasmine Ivory with the latest in Bulldog sports. Let's head straight into an update on Mississippi State baseball. The Mississippi State Diamond Dogs win on the road against the South Alabama Jaguars by a final score of 6 runs to 4. With that win, Mississippi State improves its record to 24-8 on the season. Contributing to that win was Miles Gentry. He threw 6.0 innings, allowing 3 hits and 1 run while striking out 4 and walking none. Also contributing to that win was Wes Rail, who connected for a game-winning 2-run single in the top half of the 9th inning. Turning our attention to golf now, the MSU women's golf coach Ginger Brown Lim will be inducted into Arkansas State Golf Association Hall of Fame on October 24th at the Pleasant Valley Country Club in Little Rock, Arkansas. Lim stated, quote, "This is a culmination of a lifetime of work and passion for golf. I have enjoyed the golf life as a student, player, teacher, coach, and even as the wife of a course developer." The MSU track and field team traveled to Austin, Texas on Saturday to compete in the 86th Clyde Littlefield Texas Relays. The MSU men's 4x400 relay team posted a time of 3 minutes and 5 seconds to win the event. The relay team included the foursome Tavares Tate, Brandon McBride, Dondre Barnaby, and Randy Patterson. The women's 4x400 meter track and field team also competed in the Texas Relays, landing a spot in 6th in the 4x400 meter relay finals with a posted time of 3 minutes and 39 seconds. The quartet included Jody Ann Muir, Kanisha Carey, Erica Bogert, and Brittany Covington. And now our own Taylor Busby will give you an update of how the expansion of Davis Wade Stadium is progressing. And you might be surprised to find out that's not all MSU has planned for campus.
Davis Wade Stadium has always been a focal point on Mississippi State's campus. The last renovation this stadium has seen was the installation of the Jumbotron on the south side of the stadium. However, with a waiting list of fans anticipating receiving their season tickets, an expansion is well overdue.
We had an opportunity to because the fan response has been so great in the last few years, and Coach Mullen's done a wonderful job, and our kids have done a wonderful job of providing an exciting team to watch, and I think the fans have helped create an exciting atmosphere that has helped grow that, and yeah, I mean, if it's all based on demand, and it wouldn't be a good business decision to expand the stadium without that kind of demand, and fortunately we had it and we're able to move forward.
Not only is the stadium being renovated, the softball field and tennis courts have big plans as well. Nevertheless, good things can't happen if not for the inconveniences that come along with it. Barnes & Noble is being hit hardest.
I can see why they would definitely need to have it blocked off. And it's really, with all the other roads we have on campus, it's only a minor inconvenience, but it would be really nice to be able to use that road whenever we could.
We'll open up part of it by this fall. The part where we'll go back to have two-way traffic up to Barnes & Noble. It won't be open all the way through until sometime in 2014 when all the construction is done.
Even though this problem may seem bad, excitement couldn't be higher for what's to come on MSU's campus.
I think it's awesome. I think it needs to expand so we fit more people in there, watch the dogs play, win some more games.
I'm Taylor Busby, reporting for Take 30 News.
You can keep up with the stadium expansion news on the Bulldog Club website. The stadium expansion is set to be complete by the 2014 season opener against Southern Miss. On to the NBA news. The Miami Heat played against the New Orleans Hornets Friday night at the New Orleans Arena. The Heat came out victorious with a final score of 108-89. Contributing to their victory was starting player LeBron James, who came out with 36 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Moving on to March Madness, the Louisville Cardinals battled it out with the Duke Blue Devils over the weekend. After a gruesome injury to Kevin Ware, whose right leg was badly broken during the game, the Cardinals did not know exactly how they would bounce back. Fortunately, with some encouraging words by their teammate Ware, Louisville came out with a W with the final score of 85-63. The Louisville Cardinals will play Wichita State in the national semifinals this upcoming Saturday. When we come back to Take 30 News, find out how eating pizza can actually be a good thing. Don't change the channel. We will be right back.
The U.S. consumes 408 billion gallons of water every day. It's no wonder the EPA predicts a water shortage by 2013. But simple changes to your daily life can save millions of gallons of water. Take a shower instead of a bath. Set your washing machine for the appropriate load size. Or wait until you have a full batch of laundry. Use a dishwasher instead of hand washing dishes. Or fill one side of the sink with dishwater and the other side with rinse water.
These changes can save you money and water.
saving H2O is the way to go.
Sadly, this scene behind us plays out far too many times across America every day. Each day, thousands of innocent vegetables are cut up and made into food for United States citizens, while thousands of pounds of meat sit frozen and unloved in grocery stores and home freezers across America. The only way to stop this senseless violence is you. Do your part, MSU. Eat a steak today.
Some people think they don't have to obey the rules. But when it comes to the rules here at Mississippi State, you better take notice. Don't think you're above the law, or they'll find you. Nope. You could find yourself on the outside looking in.
Ring responsibly, MSU.
In high school, you got away with it. But now, at Mississippi State, do the right thing. Obey the honor code.
Welcome back to Take 30 News. The Mississippi State student newspaper, The Reflector, was honored with several Mississippi Press Association awards. Take 30's Eric Evans tells us more.
The Mississippi Press Association held their annual Better Newspaper Contest in Jackson on March 28th at the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. At the contest, student journalists had the opportunity to listen to professionals from the journalism field, as well as receive honors for their work they have done.
Rick Cleveland, who is basically a legendary sports journalist in the state of Mississippi, talked about his experiences writing from the age of 13 until now. And we also had a photographer, Chris Todd, discuss photojournalism with us.
Mississippi State student newspaper, The Reflector, managed to take home some major awards, including first in general excellence, as well as first place finishes in spot news, website design, and many other categories. Despite all the awards, the students remain dedicated to providing news to their audience.
While awards are nice, and it may reflect that we are doing things technically well, and that we have skills to do it properly, what really matters is our ethical conduct and our coverage on a day-to-day basis.
The Reflector returns to work for a few more issues this year and will be training new staff members. Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Eric Evans.
The Reflector employs over 70 students and has about 10 editors each year.
Spring is in the air, and that means it's time for the 23rd Annual International Fiesta, sponsored by World Neighbors Association. This year's event will be held on April 6th from 11 to 3 p.m. and will feature musical performances from local organizations, the crowning of Mr. and Mrs. International Fiesta, and culinary delights from around the world. In the past, over 70 different countries have been represented at the event.
That's all the time we have on this edition of Take 30 News, but be sure to check us out every Monday and Wednesday right here on Channel 98.
For more Take 30 News, visit our Facebook page, Take 30 News, or our Twitter page, or even our YouTube channel. Also, if you see any breaking news happening or know of any local event or story idea, let us know on our Facebook or Twitter page. For Take 30 News, I'm Lizzie Smith.
And I'm John Galatis. We'll see you next time.